You know what's crazy? I was gonna film this video yesterday, but then I didn't because the weather was fucking shitty. I was feeling shitty. Everything was shitty. So I was like, I'll just film it tomorrow because tomorrow will be a better day. Tomorrow the sun will come out. Well, it's now tomorrow.
Not a single ray of sunshine is out in those skies.
It's okay. It's none of your business. You don't care. Let's start this video. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. So before we get started, as per usual, let's talk about the song on the winning. If you understood what I said, you're a real one. Anyway, the song of the week is About Damn Time by Lizzo. Yeah, that's it. So good. And just the existence of Lizzo. Thank you for existing, Lizzo. Let's carry on. All right, so as you saw by the title of today's video, you already know what we're gonna do today. Yes, we're gonna be talking about how to make your curls or your wash day results in general last longer. There is an ongoing joke that curly hair doesn't last very long after wash day, so I'm here to help you out because that is not true. As you have seen in my channel and on my week in my hair videos, I have found ways to make my wash day results last up to 4-5 days. And also, before we get started, I have some cool news for y'all. I received the news that I am officially a Sephora Squad 2022 finalist. That means that the testimonials that y'all left on my Sephora page like got me here. Bitch, I'm so excited. But I'm a finalist. The race isn't over yet. So if you haven't left me any testimonials or you would like to leave me another one, I will leave the link in the description down below. If I have helped you in any way, shape, or form with your wavy hair, with your curly hair, with any beauty related shit, say that, you know, like say whatever. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. So without further ado, let's get started. Oh! Different background, different outfit, different hair. What is going on? It's ad time, baby. I'm so excited and so happy that these words are gonna come out of my mouth in 3, 2, 1. This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for anyone who loves learning and wants to explore their creativity and learn new skills. It's also ad-free, so you can stay in the zone, baby. There are new premium classes added each week, and their entire catalog is now available with subtitles in Español, in Français, in Portuguese, and German. I have recently gotten really fun opportunities to create ad videos for different brands, and I've wanted to level up on my editing skills. And I recently found this amazing class taught by Kramer Amons on how to create masking transitions on Final Cut Pro, which is the editing software that I use for my videos, and I've already learned some really cool freaking tricks. So if you're ready to level up on your creativity, on your knowledge, the first 1,000 people that join Skillshare through the link in my description box or using the code right here on the screen will get 1 month free trial of Skillshare. So thank you so much, Skillshare. Now back to the video. I'm gonna give you my top 5 tips to make wash day results last a little bit longer than just the first day. And I'm gonna start with the most important one. I could even make a whole video about this one, but let's try to simplify. Let's make it short. Tip number 1 is scalp training. If you have never heard of scalp training or hair training, is the act of training your scalp and your hair to produce less oil or be less greasy in order for it to not need to be washed as often. This has to be probably the #1 reason why people feel the need to wash their hair like after 1 day of having it down. Trust me, I've been there. I used to think that I just had the oiliest scalp in the world. The thing is, everybody's scalp is technically oily because everybody's scalp has sebaceous glands that produce natural oils, which are the oils that maintain your scalp and your hair healthy, moisturized, and nourished. The problem occurs when there's oil buildup. Oil buildup basically means that the oil that your glands are producing is now moving into your hair, and then it mixes up with your sweats and with other hair product that you might have on. So how can we aid with that situation? Unfortunately, you cannot stop your scalp from producing the oils it needs to be moisturized, but you can certainly reduce oil buildup. Yes, there are people that do have a very actively oily scalp. Wow, my camera just died, so I'm sorry if the frame is different. But as I was saying, yes, there's a lot of people that do have an overly active oily scalp and skin, but in most cases, what's really going on is people have an overly dried up scalp because they keep washing their hair every day or every other day, and that basically forces their scalp to overproduce oil in order for it to stay moisturized. That's when scalp training comes through. So there's a couple steps that you can take to start your scalp training. First of all, evaluate what the hell you're doing. Are you washing your hair every single day? Is it because you just feel a little icky, or is it because your scalp is actually producing a lot of oil? Like what is it? What are you doing? Second thing that we can do is stop washing your hair as often. I know it can feel fucking disgusting at first, but just trust the process. When you do wash your hair, opt for sulfate-free options. I'm not saying go deep into the fucking curly girl method, but it's a really good idea to stop using sulfates in the shampoo that you're gonna be using often, because sulfates, what do? They dry up your scalp and your hair even more. And what is that gonna trigger? Your scalp overproducing oil once again. Fourth thing you can do, clarify your hair and your scalp at least once a month or maybe once every 2 weeks. This will get rid of the oil buildup, product buildup, sweat buildup, hard water buildup, anything that you have in your hair. It's kind of like setting a little reset on your scalp. This is not something that you can do every week, for the love of God, especially if you're now starting with scalp training. Next thing you can do, and I know this is a hard one. I know. Stop washing your hair with hot water. I know we love to feel the warmth and the heat of the hot water. I know it's very satisfying, but at least while you're beginning your scalp training, hot water basically opens up the hair follicle and it's gonna wash away the natural oils that you actually need in your hair after you shampoo. So what's it gonna do? It's gonna dry up your scalp even more. It's gonna dry up your hair even more. And what's it gonna trigger? Once again, your scalp overproducing oil. Next thing you can do not apply conditioner near your roots. Conditioners, deep conditioning masks, any sort of hydrating treatment, even leave-in conditioners, defining creams, anything that is like rich in oil and humectants should be applied from the ear and down. This will not only cause your roots to be kind of like weighed down by the moisture, it will also mix up with the oil in your hair and in your scalp and produce oil buildup once again. And that's a simplified version on how to scalp train. I know it's easier said than done, but trust me, like I've done it, and now I'm able to only wash my hair every 5 to 6 days. And I also work out 4 days a week, and still like I am able to hold it down. Do more research on this topic if you need to. There's tons and tons of research and information online. Everything I just said is just a toe in the water, you know, but there's a whole ocean out there of information. All right, tip number 2, and I have said this one like a grand total of 521,928 times. Protect your hair while you sleep. Babes, I've said it so many times, and I have showed many times how I protect my hair while I sleep. My favorite way, and I will insert the clip, Nemesis, insert the clip. I use a satin bonnet and a satin scrunchie. I put my hair up in a ponytail, in a very high loose ponytail, or pineapple if that's your preference. I prefer the ponytail. I flip my head over and I put on my little bonnet. I secure it, make sure that it's not gonna fall off on my sleeve, and that's it. And then I go to sleep. Satin or silk if that's your preference, if you bougie like that, retains moisture inside your hair instead of absorbing it. Granted, this is not the only way to protect your hair while you sleep. Other curlies prefer doing a pineapple and wrapping the hair in a little satin scarf. Other curlies are fine by just putting the hair in a pineapple and sleeping with a satin or a silk pillowcase. I tried that one, that didn't work for me because I just moved so much on my sleep that, trust me, that's not enough. You can go ahead and experiment. I think a lot of y'all don't like doing this because y'all think you look ridiculous with a bonnet or a scarf on. But who the fuck is watching you while you sleep? What in the twilight is going on? Like, sister, who cares? Or is it because you don't like your partners seeing you with that shit on your hair? Girl, who cares? Whoever makes fun of you for doing that, actually just show them this clip. Just show them what I'm about to say right now. Hi there, I noticed that you meddled into something that is not your motherfucking business. So why don't you just shut up? Because that's not your hair. You don't have to deal with their hair. So go sleep in your little messy bun or in your little hair down. I don't care. Mind your business. Thank you. Okay, so if that doesn't convince you to protect your hair while you sleep, I don't know what will. That was my last attempt.
My last one.
Y'all have been warned. All right, third tip. And this is a bit of a tricky one because this one does require a little bit of experimenting. I mean, all the other ones also require experimenting, but I feel like this one is the one that took me the longest. And it's knowing exactly how much of each product to use during your wash day routines. This not only has to do with our specific curl pattern, but it's also influenced by our density, our porosity, and our scalp status. Let's say that. For example, this creator right here, she has the most incredible fucking hair. It's so thick, luscious, and beautiful, and she requires hefty amounts of product for her hair to maintain its shape. I have finer hair than hers and low porosity, so I have to be very careful with the amount of product that I put on my hair because it can get weighed down very easily. But then I also have to be careful that I don't under apply product and then not give myself enough hold for my curls to last 4 to 5 days. I recently did make this reel right here where I included exactly the amount of products that I used each time I styled my hair, but it took me a while to figure that out. In case your hair is very similar to mine, my hair is pretty long, low to medium density, low porosity, and it's like medium thickness. So if that sounds familiar to you, maybe try this like amount of product to see if it works for you. But unfortunately, like, it just takes practice and experimenting. But once you get that down, I promise also that will definitely make your curls and your waves last way longer. And it will require less refreshes between wash days as well. A good rule of thumb for you to start experimenting: if you have fine, low density hair, it's less hair than you're dealing with than someone who has thicker, high density hair. So obviously they need more product because they have more hair strands. You need less product because you have less hair strands. You know? Fourth tip, you need to learn how to refresh your curls and waves. I'm sorry, I know a lot of y'all don't like it. Some of y'all have such busy lives that once your wash and results don't look as good, you go straight into that bun. I know, but listen, the option is still there for you. Just give your hair some refreshments, some nutrition back, and it will reward you. And there's so many different ways of refreshing your hair. You can refresh with just water. You can refresh with some water and a little mist. This is one of my current favorites right now. This is the refreshing spray from Ceremonia. It's like one of the most low lift type of refreshes, and it doesn't add a lot of buildup to your hair. You can also refresh with a little bit of water and leave-in conditioner. This is also a great one. It adds the perfect amount of moisture to keep that frizz at bay, but you know, reactivate those curls. You can refresh with some water and a little bit of mousse. This is a fantastic one I've recently been using. This is the one from Flora and Curl. You can use a lightweight cream as well. This is a fantastic option for refreshing. Yes, for wash days is great, but for refreshing, honestly, even better. Or you can refresh with some water and some gel, like this one. I have a whole entire fucking video of different ways that I refresh my hair. You can go ahead and watch that, or you can just check out my reels on Instagram. There's so many ways of refreshing your curls and your waves in order for them to last 4, 5, 6 days. If you fucking want to, if your scalp allows you to, because sometimes that's all you need. You don't really need to cleanse your scalp and wash it. Sometimes you just need to reactivate those curls. Okay, and now for the fifth and final mini vegan tip, and this works for me, so I'm gonna give y'all the tip. Y'all can take it or leave it. Sprays, cold sprays, dry shampoos, and volumizing sprays. They make my curls last longer. They keep my scalp from getting too oily too quick. Therefore, they provide longevity. On my wash day results, they do. I'm sorry, they do. I know this might ruffle some feathers because the curly community is not very pro sprays. It can cause buildup, it can cause flakiness, it can cause a lot of things, but not if you're careful. There are different types of sprays. This specific one, I've spoken about this one before on my drugstore gems video. It's a finishing spray that you apply on the ends of your hair, like, you know, like from here and down, to add a little bit more hold to your curls, to your waves, whatever, so that when you dry them, it creates kind of like this automatic cast that you can choose to break or not. For example, I used it today on these little curls here, and this is like 5-day-old hair, and I was able to reactivate these curls and like keep them like that. I swear by this shit. Dry shampoos. Maybe don't go so hard on dry shampoos and volumizing sprays if your scalp is not balanced yet. If you're just getting started with scalp training, don't go straight into these because they might cause buildup. But if your scalp is already balanced and maybe by third or fourth day, you're starting to notice not even like greasiness, but just flat roots, not only does it absorb excess oil, but it lifts my roots. It adds actual volume. And yes, it will probably help your hair last a little bit longer. And the last one is volumizing sprays. Yes, this is my favorite one. This is the best volumizing spray I have ever tried. It's from Living Proof. It's their dry volume and texture spray. Not to be confused with their dry shampoo. This is different. This shit is incredible. The amount of root lift that this shit gives you, incredible. And since it adds that little bit of root lift and texture, I swear to God, it lasts beyond that day. It's not that one day I apply it and the next day the texture and the lift is gone. No, I still feel it on my hair the next day and maybe another day after that. It's not a dry shampoo, but since it gives that volume, it keeps my roots from going flat faster. And that also, you know, elongates the life of my hair, the life of my volume, the life of my curls even more. Yay! And that's it. Those are all my 5 tips. I sort of got these 5 things that I do throughout my week. Always assure me that my washer soles will last me up to 4 to 5, maybe 6 days if I'm like, I don't know, really on top of my shit. As I mentioned, all of these things are optional. You don't have to do all 5 things. Always, if you can only maybe do 1 or 2, it's okay. Baby steps. Do whatever fits into your life routine. Those are my tips. If you have any other tips, please leave them down below in the comments. Let me know if you have tried any of these, if they work for you, if they haven't, if you have any other questions. My comments are always open. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. Also follow me on Instagram at nemesismario6 or on TikTok at whatever my TikTok handle is. And most importantly, girls, boys, gender non-binaries, have a great rest of your day. Bye.